Hey y'all, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Here at my channel, y'all already know we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows, y'all. I have finally caught up on Beyond the Gates. Y'all know I was on my 2 week spring break. Spring break is over now. Unfortunately, I have to go back to work tomorrow. But I did not want to end spring break before I came to y'all to talk about Beyond the Gates. Okay. Everybody, I've been seeing some people, I'm not going to say everybody, but have been seeing quite a bit of hype about it online and different YouTubers reviewing it. Shout out to those who are already reviewing it. Y'all know who y'all are. I've been supporting y'all's channels. Um, Anywho, I ended up catching up on all the episodes. When y'all know, ladies know when we gotta do our hair, we gotta have something good on. So while I was doing my hair, a few days ago, I was able to catch up on the show. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I used to dibble and dabble in the soap operas back in the day. I can't remember the last one I really was into. I want to say maybe Young and the Restless, maybe. But yeah, I haven't watched soap operas since I lived in my mama house. So it's been a long, long, long time since I have dibbled and dabbled there. I feel like a lot of the Tyler Perry drama shows give soap opera anyway, so there's that. Before we get into it, please hit that thumbs up button, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share the video where you like to share your content, and comment down below. Let me know if you're watching Beyond the Gates. Let me know if you're into it or not. I may share my screen and show y'all the website that has the cast. If not, you could definitely Google it yourself. Anyway, I'm trying to make this review quick because I gotta go to bed. It's like past on the West Coast. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, I got to hurry up. I got to hurry up. Because y'all know I'll be getting up early, do my workouts. Yeah, I gotta hurry up. Anyway, obviously they've had 23 episodes. Okay. I'm not gonna hit every scene on every episode, but we're gonna come talk about it. Plus, there's not really much else to watch. Ready to Love is on the hiatus. We do got some new own shows coming. I think coming this week. I think Love Marriage Huntsville. Love Marriage Detroit is coming back. We got Never Ever Met's coming back. We got that new show coming up. I don't know if Family or Fiance is paused, but if y'all are Family or Fiance fans, go check out all my reviews. I've done all the reviews for that show, so they are up and there. Watch this, then go check those out. Ready to Love fans, I did the last episode. It was episode 6, so if you're a fan of that, go check that out after you watch this review, of course. Yeah, so I was like, let me get y'all something to talk about. So we could definitely discuss Beyond the Gates. Like I said, we're not gonna hit on every little detail, but we can go over the main storylines real quick. And just talk about the show. Let me know in the comments, if you watched the show, what storylines are you into, what storylines are you not into. Yeah, let's get into it. So the show is basically based in like this Red Sea area called like Fairmont Crest. I guess it's like a nicer suburb area of DC or something. Like they kept referencing DC, so they're in the DC area, right? So we have the and I don't know if y'all can see the screen behind me. So we have the matriarch and the patriarch of the family. Anita is the mom with the gray hair, pretty lady, and then Vernon. I don't know if I said his name right, Vernon. I'm gonna look at my other screen to make sure I have his name right. Hold on, y'all. It's either Vern or Vernon. So yeah, we got Anita Dupree, how you want to say it, and then we got. Oh, here he is. Here he is. They call him granddad or grandpop, whatever they call him, child. Vernon Dupree. Okay, so they're the mom and dad. So Anita was like a singer back in the day, in like the 70s or whatever, and she met Bill. I'm sorry, not Bill. Oh no. She met Vernon at like a civil rights march or something like that. And he was a civil rights activist back in the day. He used to do the marches and all that, and then he became a senator. And they just built this big name for themselves. And they were really built this like awesome legacy, awesome community. They mostly be meeting down to this country club. Now I'm not sure if they built the country club or not, but they got it going on. Okay, and you all know I love shows about like black people living the wealthiest, richest lives. I love stuff about that, right? Like love it. Um, anyway, they have two daughters named Danielle, or they call her Dani Dupree. She's married to Bill Hamilton, but they recently divorced. And then we also have Nicole Richardson. She's married to her husband Ted Richardson. Now Nicole's a psychiatrist. Her husband Ted, I believe, is a plastic surgeon. And then Danielle, she was a model, but then she gave it all up to be with Bill. Let me show y'all the website because I don't want y'all to be. It's a lot. I don't want y'all to be confused. Now I got another monitor, so I'm looking over here to look at my monitor, y'all, so I can see. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. What they asking me? Oh, here it is. Here we go. Okay. So this is deadline. Okay, we're gonna cite our sources. This is deadline. Okay. Sorry if I made anybody dizzy. Okay, Beyond the Gates. This is the family, as you can see. Okay, so the main character is Danielle. Okay, Hamilton with Dupree, Dani Dupree. She a mess, but she got a good reason to be a mess. That's Dani, but most of the drama is centered around her. Okay, and then this, like I said, Mama Anita, and then Bill Hamilton, and I believe he played Davis on Queen Sugar. Oh, I miss reviewing Queen Sugar. That was a show. Anyway, so Dani and Bill were married, right? But now they got a divorce. And then we have Nicole. Nicole is the older sister. Danielle's the younger sister. And then we have Vernon, like I told y'all. This is Hailey. Hailey is now married to Bill. Okay, keep up. Now Hailey used to be friends with Naomi, and Naomi is Bill and Dani's daughter. And Hailey, like I guess she didn't really have her dad, and her mom left, or her mom died, or something. I don't know what happened to her mama. Anywho, her mom is no longer with us, and Naomi met her. Now they didn't really say. I don't know if they met her and she met her in school or wherever. But anyway, Naomi brought Hailey to the family. They took Hailey in. They made Hailey one of their own, and now Hailey turned around and got with Bill. Okay. Mind you, Bill damn near raising Hailey in the house with his other two daughters like she is his own daughter. But now these two are getting married in Fairmont Crest, where everybody lives. Okay. So it's a whole scandal over here. Okay, moving on. Who we got? We got Ted. He's married to Nicole. Now, this actor, let me see his name. Yeah, they are replacing him with I don't know the guy's name in real life, but the guy that plays CC on Dreamgirls, Effie's brother, he's being replaced by him, but we're not gonna see it until May, okay? And I didn't even know all that was going on. Shout out to JB says what his channel. He was the one I watched his reviews on Beyond the Gates, and he was the one talking about it. Anything you want to know about the soap operas, all that, y'all check him out. So anywho, then we got Martin. So Martin is Nicole and Ted's son. Okay. And they also have a daughter named is daughter named Chelsea? Catherine. Chelsea is Naomi's sister. So Dani and Bill's daughter is named Chelsea. So what's his name? Martin, he's a senator, but he want to do more. He want to run for president. We're gonna get into that. And he is married to Smitty, and they have two adopted kids. I think they're adopted kids. I mean, yeah, they gotta be right. Or they could have did surrogate. No, I'm pretty sure they said adopted though. Then we got child Dana Leslie. She got another name too, Sherry. She so Nicole has this assistant, right, that work in the house with her. for her business, for her practice. And we see a lot of Nicole and Ted at the hospital as well. So she's friends with the lady and with another character's mama. But Leslie had an affair with Ted at some point and believes that the father of her child is Ted. Y'all, it's just a lot. Keep up. So, anywho, moving on along, child. Then we got Andre. So Andre is the nephew of Ted. Okay. And a little bit of backstory about Andre. Andre's parents died in like a car crash or something. So Ted and Nicole, like, looked out for him and took him in and all that. So he's only related to Nicole through marriage, and he's Ted's nephew. Okay. So keep that in mind because that's gonna come back later. Keep up, y'all. It's a lot. Then we have Jason Hawthorne. I'm sorry, Jacob. Jacob is married to Naomi, which is Dani and Bill's daughter. Here is, child, why is this doing that? Oh, sorry, y'all got it all zoomed in. Y'all know I can't see. Chelsea. Chelsea is Dani and Bill's youngest daughter. And then Eva, child. Eva is Leslie's daughter, who she thinks is Ted's daughter because she had an affair. And Nicole has no idea that her husband had an affair on her. Or maybe she do. I don't know. Naomi Hamilton. So like I said, Naomi and Chelsea are Bill and Dani's daughter. Naomi is married to Jacob. Okay. And then that's Kat. That's Nicole and Ted's daughter, Martin's sister. And this is Derek. Okay. There's two characters who like they there, but they kind of don't serve a purpose. As Derek, he's a firefighter, and he is with Ashley, who is a nurse. Now, when I first watched the first episode and they showed me their scenes, I was like, what these white people got to do with anything? I was like, what they got to do? I was like, what do they got to do with the storyline? Because I've seen all these black excellence, and then you throwing me the caucasity of it all. So I was very much confused. Like, what are they doing here? But they tie them into the storyline, but we could really take them or leave them, right? But Ashley is friends with Eva, kind of, but she more so friends with Naomi. So Ashley and Derek be going out on little couples dates with Jacob and Naomi. Who's a lot of names? Okay, this is Tomas. He works at Bill's law firm and he's dating Kat, child. And then we got Vanessa. Now Vanessa's the realtor and she's married to a doctor. I forgot her husband's name. Her husband, and he is not on here. So the husband's name escapes me right now. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. The husband's name escapes me right now. I'm sure it'll come back to me, but he's a cardiologist and he's a doctor, and he got a really bad gambling problem. So we're gonna get into that. Let's take off my reading glasses. So anyway, and actually, hold on, y'all, because let me just reach over and get my glasses case, and I'm gonna get it now because I gotta go back to work tomorrow, and if I forget these glasses, I'm gonna be so upset. All right, so anyway, let's get into everything beyond the gate. So I gave y'all the cast rundown. You're welcome. But yeah, y'all can check that out at your own time. If you want to like look up more into it, of course. So the Dupree family, they have this big old legacy. So basically, Hailey, like I said, she snaked her way into the family and betrayed Naomi's trust and Dani's trust because now she's marrying Bill. And she's having her wedding at the country club. And she feels embarrassed because nobody's going to come. Nobody's going to support her. No one's checking for her. Rightfully so, right? Like, why would we check for you? You little skank of a whore. Like, no, we're not checking for you, Hailey. So anyway, also Karen Huger, she made a little cameo at the end of episode 1. I had missed it at first, and everybody kept talking about it. I was like, where was Karen? So I had totally missed it. So I had to rewind and go back to episode 1 to see where Karen was. So anyway, in the first episode, Dani had slapped Hailey, and then Karen did her line, "Welcome to Fairmont Crest," whatever the place is called. Anyway, so Dani, she's over it. She received Bill and Hailey's wedding invitation. She's done with it. She's best friends with the white girl, Vanessa. And Vanessa is a realtor. And like I said, she's married to a cardiologist. And but he don't really have time for her because he got too busy gambling. But he saying claim he working on it, but he gambling. Now Vanessa got skeletons in her own closet because Vanessa is be cheating with the personal trainers down to the country club. 'Cause you know the country club got everything. You can eat there, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can have the events over there. They got a pool. They got a tennis court. You can work out. They got the spa. You know the whole nine. You know the country club life, y'all. So anyway, she be fooling around with the trainers over there. Um, so she be doing her own thing. So she did come and tell the family because she's best friends with Nicole. And she, after, she sold the house to Hailey. And then she came and told the family real quick, like, now that I got my commission and I'm done, let me tell you, Hailey and Bill are moving into the new, the house over there that's open down here in the neighborhood. I'm sorry to tell you, but I got to go. She dropped the boat and ran off, basically. But, that was nice of her to get a family the heads up. So Bill basically blackmails Vernon into him getting the whole family to come to, and the friends of the community to come to the wedding because Hailey don't want to be embarrassed as she deserves to be. With nobody there at the wedding because who nobody's checking for Hailey and Bill. And the thing about Hailey and Bill, they are so delusional because the way they're like all the episodes, they're like, oh, we don't understand why people are shunning us or why people are not supporting us, and how the Duprees are turning everybody against us and blah 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 blah. And it's like y'all over here having a whole scandal and betraying the family, and then you expect people to support you. Like, who are you? I was like, y'all are delusional. So anyway, like I said, Bill Hamilton, he went over to talk to Vernon and told him, I know, I got skeletons of yours buried in the closet. It basically has to do with Martin. And so Vernon was like, dang, all right. So he called the family together. They be having family meetings and told them, like, basically, y'all got to go down to the wedding. Because, and they kind of knew that Bill must have had something over them. And it has to do with whatever Martin did. Now, Martin be having these nightmares, and they kept alluding that he has this secret and he did something in self-defense. Like he might have like off somebody in self-defense, but they haven't clearly told us what it is. And it sounds like he hasn't even told his husband Smitty, right? Now Martin is married to the white guy named Smitty. Now first they was building up with Martin, and I could tell, he might like the men's and not us women. But I thought it was like a secret thing. But then when he came home and said, hey, husband, I was like, oh, okay. So, the family, they know there's no scandal there. But he hasn't even told Smitty. Now, speaking of Martin and Smitty, let me just get them out the way right now. So Smitty, he's basically the house husband, right? And he take care of the kids and do all the cooking and cleaning while Martin does his political work, right? And Smitty wants to get back into being investigative journalist because that was his profession, right? And he set that aside to raise his, take care of his family. So he wants to get back into it and dibble and dabble, but Martin is not here for it. And Martin's basically like, no, I forbid you to do that. You're supposed to be here with the kids. Like, who's gonna raise the kids? And even the kids had to say, like, dad. Well, they call one dad, one pops, or something like that. Then they call Martin pops and Smitty dad. Because I was like, how do they work that out? But that's how they work it out, child. So they was like, pops, like, we're teenagers, we basically take care of ourselves. And like, why can't dad have a good job? You can, you out here fighting in the political work, like why dad can't do what he want to do. Like they was like kind of checking pops. And so then finally Martin was like, okay, like you could try one job and see how it goes. But I was like, I didn't understand like why Martin was making the big deal. Like Smitty really couldn't go back to work. Like, what is the issue? Like, I didn't get it. And he was very rude to him, and he was like condescending to him and like telling him what he gonna do and stuff. And I was like, oh no, Smitty, that's what you putting up with? No, that wouldn't be me. So anyway, also Martin, he had been telling his grandpa that he wants more and he wants to really build on the grandpa's legacy and be there with the people. So he wants to run for president. And so at first he wasn't really trying to tell he was like working himself up to telling the grandpa. He hadn't told Smitty yet either. So finally the grandpa found out because somebody, in the streets they be talking. So Grandpa told him, like, you got your mind, like, you was not running for president, like, you tripping. He was like, after what you did, like, the secret you got, he was like, ain't no way you running for president. We not doing that over here. And so he was like, oh, why you trying to make it like, I can't do this. You don't want me to live my dreams. Like, what's going on? Like, you put me up to do whatever I want, I could do, but now you're saying I can't. Then so grandma and grandpa was like, no, we're not here for that. Like everything the situation that happened will come out. Like everything we've done to protect you is gonna be messed up. And so they're like, no, you don't need to be going through all that. Like I understand, especially without us knowing exactly what Martin did. I do understand it. At first, I thought they were saying like because he's a black man and he's gay that he couldn't run. I thought that was the angle they were going with, but their thing is whatever secret he has, they don't want that to surface and people to dig it up, so they're not here for it. Now, Smitty was quite upset when he overheard the conversation because everybody be overhearing everybody's conversation on the show. So Smitty was upset, and then Martin tried to make it like, oh, you can't go back to work because I'm gonna be running for president. And Cindy was like, oh, we're not doing that. Now their son, he is having an issue at school, and he tried to downplay it, say he hurt himself on the bike because he had a scar on his face. And we thought he was being bullied. Come to find out, he had what did he say he did? He was changing in gym, and somebody took a picture of him and sent it to some girl on the phone. And then the girl's boyfriend must have saw it and punched him, and so that's how he got the scar on his face. It's a crazy story, but the girl, the sister, and the brother, and I can't think of them kids' names, Tyrell and somebody, child. What is the daughter's name? Anyway, they haven't told their dads what's going on with that, so hopefully that'll come out next week. Side note, I guess last week was only 3 episodes, so that's why we ended on 23 and not 25. Soap operas are everyday thing. And just FYI, moving forward, I'll try to do it weekly. Now, strong word is try, because I'm gonna have to go back and watch all the episodes. But actually, that could be okay. That could be okay. Like school is busy, but I'm at a good pace with school. Like I'm keeping up pretty well. So I'm hoping I can at least do it weekly, but like I said, we'll see because the other shows are coming back. So we'll see. Or it might be every now and then we catch up on Beyond the Gates, just keep y'all notifications on. Rock with your girl. So anyway, back to the show. Okay, so everybody does decide to go to the wedding because they got to, right? But they wore black like it was funeral. So I know that's right. I know that's right. Now, Dani, she over there begging and pleading for Bill. She went over there and pulled a Angela Bassett in Waiting to Exhale and got them golf clubs and was knocking everything over off of Bill's desk and going off on him and telling him just going off. She's still trying to figure out how to get her husband back and fix the marriage. But it's like, girl's over. And Dani was getting very much desperate. Unfortunately, she's getting very much desperate, right? Now, Hailey, side note, I don't know if I mentioned, Bill has a law firm. And he became so prominent in the community in his law firm due to his connection with the Duprees being in the family. Okay. But he seems like he has a certain way of dealing with cases that may not be completely legal, if you know what I mean. So anyway, and Hailey is a paralegal there. Hailey didn't have no bridesmaids in her wedding. The only person was one of the other girls that work at the law firm helped her do her makeup and whatnot. And I was like, well, don't they got plenty of money for makeup and hair people, but whatever, child. And she was the only bridesmaid she had. So, I need some water. Anywho, so they go to the wedding. Now, Dani also had went over to Bill's place, or I don't know if it was his house or his job. I can't remember. Maybe his job. Like the day of the wedding, was pleading with him one more time, saying, you can end this right now. You could come on home. You could do it. We can make this right. And he was saying, like, when he first met her, she had all this confidence, and now she's, basically she's getting desperate. So he basically insulted her, right? Now, Dani she manages her daughter Chelsea's modeling career, and Chelsea has all these followers. She's this big, like, big time fashion model, influencer, yada yada. And her cousin Kat is like her business partner. They're trying to come up with a purse line and do some other things. So Chelsea's done with the modeling, but she'll not tell her mama because her mama's in a fragile state right now. Anywho, then we have excuse me. So Chelsea had a photo shoot, and this is how we kind of get introduced to Andre. So Andre was in town, and he was doing photos for the photo shoot. And so then him and Dani end up connecting. Now, at first it's weird because it's like, ain't y'all technically related? But they're not related by blood or anything, but it's very close, right? Because that is her sister Nicole's nephew through a marriage, but not her nephew, right? So it's like her cousin, like Chelsea and Naomi. That's not their cousin, but that's their cousin's cat's cousin, right? So it's like at first it's kind of weird, but she don't have any biological relation to him, so it's not that bad. But at first it was like, a little pause for the cause. So Dani and Andre are hooking up, and she keep telling him we're gonna do this one time, but then she called him to come back, and they do it more and more. But I like their scenes, okay, because Andre looks good. Andre looks good. So anyway, everybody went down to the funeral. Dani was getting real desperate. She brought her piece, a gold piece. Y'all remember the piece of steel Medea used to have? Well, Dani had a gold piece in her purse. And they was like, do anybody object to the wedding? And she was like, I object. And she pulled it out. Now, I did have to get used to the pace and the cadence of the show because it's a soap opera, right? And everything's very dramatic, and every line is, oh my God, it's over the top, and they don't just say the line, and they put all this extra emphasis on it. But that's how soap operas are. Now some of them people on there need a little bit more help with acting, but it's good. I did notice like even she repeated her line twice, and I was like, oh, she must have fubbed her lines, and some of them like some of the acting, but for them it is good. It's just that soap opera thing you have to kind of get used to if you haven't been watching soap operas, right? And then like the pace and the cadence of the show as well. So because soap operas have like a different pace and way they speak than like a regular show. So, or like a regular drama, right? So she put out put out the piece, and that's how they ended. Like I think it was the first week they ended on the cliffhanger with that, and so it was, and the piece went off. So, and it was like, oh, what she do? But she got the flowers, but she said next time she ain't gonna miss. So she had them getting down on their knees and everything. Long story short, she ended up not going to jail that night. But the cops came in and took some stories, but Vernon threw his weight around about knowing the chief of police, and so the cop didn't do too much. Now Chelsea was live streaming, so everything was caught on her live stream and it went viral, right? So there's big time evidence of what Dani did. So Hailey and Bill still got married though, and they went on a honeymoon to Italy eventually. Now they did a press conference. The Duprees did a press conference the night of the wedding because of what Dani did, and they're always like cleaning up Dani's messes, and Dani's always unhinged and doing the most, right? And so they held a press conference, and so then Bill was upset because he was like, oh, they holding a press conference, like they not about to do this. I'm about to go down there and talk to them. But Hailey's like, what does it matter? Like we won, like we got married, like what do you care? Like you need to let it go. So she's like, it's our wedding night. You promised me we gonna do all this at our new house on the wedding night, and you trying to go run and be at the press conference. And so he did leave Hailey and go to the press conference, which was messed up. Hailey, you gonna lose him just how you got him, girl. But anywho, he gonna manipulate you the way he did Dani. So like Vernon and then was trying to clean up the story of Dani, what Dani did at the wedding, but it was very much like, okay, y'all not gonna make us unsee what we saw. And then I think Dani did come and try to take accountability, but then Bill came and he messed up the scene. Bill's daughters, Naomi and Chelsea, don't see it for him anymore. Rightfully so, because like you cheated on my mama with somebody we brought up in this house. Like, come on, especially Naomi. She really don't see it for her daddy. And Bill tried to go make amends with Naomi, but Naomi was not here for it. And Naomi is a lawyer as well, and I believe she has her own firm. So, um, then let's see, Nicole. Let's go to Nicole. So, like I said, Nicole is a big time psychiatrist, I believe, and she's getting this some award, service award that her dad also received. So they're all planning for that. Now she has this assistant. I can't think of the assistant's name. Maybe Natalie or something like that. And the assistant was supposed to be going off to Hawaii with her boyfriend or something, but she got ran off the road by an unknown driver. But we did find out it was a motorcyclist, and it was Leslie. Now Leslie is crazy, okay, and she trying to get back what's hers, according to her. So Leslie ran the girl off the road so that her daughter Eva can come and be an assistant for the Richardsons, right? And Eva does end up getting the job. Now, Kat caught Eva looking through the stuff, so Kat is not here for Eva, but it's coming off like Kat is being a snob a little bit. But like, I personally don't see Kat like as too snobby, but I can see how people see that. But I like Kat, but Kat don't see it for Eva at all. And Eva, everybody was talking about what Eva be wearing. Eva dressed like 20 years ago. That's what Eva be giving, or 10 years ago. I don't know. Eva just or the 70s or something. I don't know what she be having on. But anywho, Eva is what her mom like trying to do the plans, but then her mama doing too much, right? And like I said, her mom's name is Leslie, but then she put on this ugly blonde wig and said her name was Sherry. And she was at the hospital because she saw Ted at the hospital. This is how it all got started. She saw Ted at the hospital, and Ted looked right through her. So she said, "Oh no, I'll be damned." So this is when she started conducting this plan to get him back and expose him for cheating and say Eva is his daughter. Now we don't know yet if Eva is his daughter or not. Now Eva did submit a straw or something for the DNA test, but we haven't got the results back, so we don't know. A lot of people are saying they don't even think Eva is his daughter. I don't know. I don't know. I hope since Leslie's going through all this trouble that Eva is his daughter, and Eva wants Ted to be, her dad, because Ted is always nice to Eva and encouraging her. And Ted and Nicole are like, don't mind Kat, like she just be being mean. She could be a snob, but Kat is clocking her. It's just that Kat is going about it the wrong way, right? And Kat even tried to record her, but Eva deleted the recording. That was funny, and I believe that was one of last week's episodes. Yeah. So let's get to these people we don't care about. Okay, so the two white people, Ashley and Derek. It's like the story we didn't ask for and we don't need and we don't want, right? Now, Andre likes Ashley. Now, I guess Andre's known Ashley for some time. I'm assuming because Nicole and Ted work at that hospital where Ashley works out. Now, Ashley had her first day of nursing, and Eva came, and Leslie came, her mama came, Derek came to, wish her good luck on her first day. I don't know why it was such a big deal, her first day of nursing, but good for her. Now Ashley, she seemed like she liked her boyfriend Derek, but she also likes Andre, and they're like building up to see basically that Ashley's gonna cheat on her boyfriend Derek with Andre. Derek is not here for Andre. There's this big old dramatic scene where Andre and Ashley got trapped in the elevator with a pregnant lady, and they helped her deliver the baby, and she named the baby after them too. So now Andre and Ashley share this special moment. Again, the storyline's not needed. I'm good with Andre being with Dani, but I don't need him being with Ashley. Not here for it. And Derek is getting jealous, and you can see that, right? Then so eventually Dani did get arrested for her scene at the wedding because Bill be going tit for tat with Dani, and he's not like letting it go. And even Hailey clocked him on it, like, we're good, we're married now. Like, why do you keep trying to pick at Dani, basically? But Dani also is kind of trying to pick at Bill. They both are playing a weird game. And if I was Hailey, that would be the writing on the wall for me. That would be all I need. But she want to be stupid, young, and dumb. I don't know, child. I don't see it for Hailey at all. And she like, oh, I just, want to make things right with you, telling Bill, I want to make things right with you and Naomi, and I want to be back in everybody's lives. I don't understand. Like, girl, you wrecked the whole family. You F the family. You like Faith in soul food. You F the family, girl. Like, what is you saying? So, and then they took you in. Like, what is your problem? Delusional. So anyway, Bill had called the cops, I guess, and he set it up for Dani to get arrested, and Jacob, Naomi's husband, had to be the one to go arrest her. Now he had called Naomi that day, told her, I love you, right? I love you, right? And it was like, what you up to? So and I think he had did it because Dani had, I don't know if it's when because of Dani slapping Hailey, or Dani had went to go Dani had came up in their house to talk to Hailey and kind of like school her, like, girl, you finna be basically like, you about to go through the same stuff I went through. Because Dani, she was like, a fashion model running the world, talking about Naomi who, Beverly Johnson, who. And then 2 years later, she met Bill, and she basically gave up her career for Bill because that's what he wanted. And he trying to get Hailey to do the same thing, right? Because he told Hailey, like, you should quit your job. You will have more independence. And she's like, what? And I'm like, what? Like, how's quitting your job having more independence? And he gave her a credit card. Come on, no limits. You ain't getting the bill. Now I said, I'll take that bill. I will take that credit card bill. Okay, cha-ching. And Hailey's so dumb. She over there calling him, asking him about purchases. Girl, just run up the charges. You ain't got to call Bill, ask for nothing. Y'all's married now. Remember, you ain't got to ask him for nothing. Anyway, let me wrap up this video. So I think Bill had got mad when Dani had went over there, and that's why he was like, let me press these charges. So Jacob went over there. So everyone's having a good time with the family. Dani says she getting over Bill. She moving on. She lying on. And she ended up having a whole drinking problem. She looking at their pictures on the iPad and whatnot. So they ended up arresting her. What Jacob did. And so the family looking at Jacob like, what is your problem? Like, you are family. Like, you're doing Bill's dirty work. And he was like, I had no choice. I had to take the assignment. Because already Jacob felt bad that he didn't do anything when Dani pulled out the gold piece at the wedding. He felt like he should have intervened. And he talked to his dad, who was the chief of police, by the way. And his dad was like, you can't worry about that. Like, it just wasn't the time for that. You're with your family. Like, you weren't even on duty. Like, let it go. But I think Jacob... So this has been a debate, right? This whole Jacob thing, because he was like, they was like, why you didn't send somebody else? And he was like, any other cop that would have came, they would have made it a big deal. If Dani would have resisted, it would have been a problem. So it's better that it's me than a different person. So Naomi was mad about it. And even the family told her, like, girl, you gotta let it go. He's doing his job. And Dani was like, well, I was wrong for even, pulling out the piece. So, I can see how people say Jacob was wrong, but I don't fault Jacob because he was doing his job. Number one, yeah, that was his mother-in-law, but his mother-in-law is the one who was breaking the law and about to, we didn't know what she was going to do with that piece. So I don't necessarily see Jacob as wrong. Now, could he have handled it and warned Naomi? Definitely. He could have definitely, when he's on the phone talking about, I love you, right? He could have definitely told her on the phone, like, hey, this is what's going on. Like, I'm sorry. This is the orders I'm being given. Like, if you want me to give it to somebody else, I'll do it. Or you want me to take care of it, I'll do it. Like, he could have definitely handled it in a different way for sure, but I don't feel like he was so dead wrong for doing that because he was doing his job, right? But I do remember him saying he wished he would have intervened. So part of me is like, oh, was this you trying to like make it right for yourself? But I don't fully fault Jacob, like I said, I don't fully fault him. Moving on from that. Dani was doing her little photo shoot where she was being booked, but they dropped the charges, and Hailey came down there and got Bill to drop the charges, and they got that worked out. Martin tried to get in Bill's face, but that didn't really go nowhere. Now Vanessa's husband, he got his bad gambling problem, And basically the Joey, the guy that owns the casino, gave him money because his friend is the one that works at the casino, and Joey gave him the money. And basically Joey wants him to just continue to be in debt to him, and he's making him a mark. Now I don't know what Joey necessarily wants with this doctor, but that's what's going on. Now back to Leslie. Trying to make sure I cover all the main storylines. Oh yeah, Derek tried to save a cat and a ceiling fell in on him and he had to go to the hospital and Ashley had to take care of him in the hospital, right? And then he was really getting upset with the whole Andre situation. But like I said, their story is so unnecessary and irrelevant. So Leslie, remember I was telling you about the blonde wig Leslie put on and she became Dana. And because she's trying to get back at Ted about their little affair of the heart. Shout out the girlfriend. So although I don't even think it was of the heart, it was the body, honey, and that was it for Ted because he was sticking with Nicole. Okay, and Ted be laying it on thick with Nicole. They'd be like, oh my god, you're the best, husband ever, you're the best wife ever, we had the perfect marriage. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So they're just perfect love couple, but you could tell there's some cracks there. So Leslie became Dana, and Dana was acting like she was going to jump off the building. And she just had to talk to Nicole. So Nicole ran out there, and even Dr. Ted is like, don't you need to send some of the older, like, the people in the white coats out there to put her in a straitjacket, the people in the white uniforms, something, help out there. She was like, no, she's specifically asking for me. So Dana out there talking about her husband passed away or he left her and she can't take it and she wanted to jump, and Nicole talked her off the ledge. And so Ted ran up on her like, what are you doing? You messing with my family. Like, you need to get out of here. And so she talked to Nicole in her office and she said, Nicole's like, oh, you want to keep seeing me for your charge. And Dana's like, oh, I think seeing you is going to add to the problem of what happened tonight. But I'll see somebody else. Okay, so then fast forward. Now, mind you, Ava and, Ava's the daughter and she's working her mom with the stupid plan. But Ava likes working with the family and her mom doing a bit much. So she's not here for everything her mama is doing. And she gonna turn on her mama because her mama doing too much for her, right? So Nicole has her big award ceremony night. Now all the family is there, except for Kat, because Kat had to travel out of town for something. So they end up inviting, Ava, because they're like, oh no, you were always intended to come. Ava didn't have a dress, so Nicole told her she could borrow one of Kat's. Big mistake, in my opinion, because Kat already don't see it for Ava, and then you're gonna let her borrow her dress. Not a good idea, in my opinion. So they went down to the country club for the event for Nicole. And Leslie becomes. No, she still was Dana. At some point, she becomes Sherry, though. No, was she Sherry in this scene? Whatever alias she was naming, being, because at one scene she's talking with Kat, talking about she a friend of Ava's mama, and trying to get intel on why Kat don't like Ava, and she had on another blonde wig and said her name was Sherry or something else, and Ted caught her doing that down to the bar. But that's like last week's episode. So back to the banquet. So she gets a job serving. Leslie, Dana, Sherry, whoever gets a job serving at Nicole's award ceremony. And so Ava's like, girl, what is you doing? You're gonna blow the whole plan. And so she's like, don't do nothing to ruin Nicole's event. So the black man who's in charge of the girls was telling her, you're going to serve the people, you're going to be conversating with them. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. You're going to make sure everybody's needs are met, give them their cocktails, do all this. He was giving her a rundown. So she goes to serve Nicole a drink, and Nicole was like, girl, what you doing here? Because you was about to jump off the ledge last time I saw you. So she was like, oh, thank you for being there for me on that night. Like, if you need anything, let me know. Of course, Dr. Ted looking there shook. So then Eva peeped her game and she's like, what are you doing? Like, why is you over there, talking with the people? And even the dude who was in charge of the waiters was like, you can't be up here being in the event. You was here to work the event, okay? So Ava told him, and he fired Leslie, Sherry, Dana, whoever. He fired her right on the spot. But see, Leslie don't know that Eva is the one that had her fired. Now Nicole, days later, the next night, is trying to find her to check on her, make sure she's good. So she want Ava to call the country club. And even Ted was like, no, this lady a little unhinged. She's specifically asking for you. Like, you need to, let that go. So Ava let it go because Dr. Ted said let it go. Ava keeps fantasizing that she think, Dr. Ted gonna be her daddy and she gonna be in the family. Like, I think Ava just wanted to be in the family and be with Dr. Ted and let that be her daddy. And she don't want to do everything her mama trying to do, but child, her mama is unhinged. She's unhinged. And then homegirl in the hospital that she didn't ran off the road. We ain't seen her, but the one episode when she was in the hospital, and that was it. Yeah. So, like I said, Dani, she ended up developing a drinking problem because she down bad about Bill. Rightfully so. I think the last crazy thing with Dani is she had went to she over there telling the family she good. Then she go over to Bill and Hailey's house. She done tricked the security person into giving her the code. This was so stupid. Talking about she got a wedding present for them. And she got this big old box. She take it in the house, turn off the alarm. She drinking some bottle of wine he got from some famous vineyard in Napa, and she drinking it and passing out on their sofa, breaking their wedding picture. I was like, oh my god, she had my nerves bad. That whole scene, that whole episode, she had my nerves bad because I was like, oh my god, if Bill and Hailey come home to this girl this house, it's about to be hell to pay. Now, Bill and Hailey was supposed to be down in Italy, but Bill cut the vacation short because he had to get back down to work. So they driving on the highway, I guess from the airport or from New York or somewhere in a limo. Hailey gave Bill a little job while they was in the limo because there was a lot of traffic and stuff. He ended up getting them a helicopter to help them get home sooner. I was like, oh, he got it like that. So finally, Dani woke up. He's like, girl, how did you fall asleep in these people's house? And she woke up and she called her friend. Now she's friends with this like actress lady. I can't think of that lady's name. She a white lady too. She friends with her, and she called her to like bring her stuff to try to put the house back how it was. So they did a good job trying to like put the picture back together, put the bottle of wine back together. But Hailey and Bill both came home with noticing little things were off. Like they noticed the alarm was off. Hailey noticed the picture was somewhere else. The wine was somewhere else. She noticed the inscription was on a wine bottle. So they both realized now somebody was, it was very much Goldilocks in our house. And so they realized it was Dani. And then Hailey tried to go confront Dani about it. At one point, what's his name? Andre came to the house, found Dani on the floor, drunk, and Nicole tried to talk her sister into Dani. Dani said she's just addicted to just wanting Bill back. She ain't gonna try to do better. I was like, Dani, girl, this is where you lose me because I just need you to try, girl. I need you to try. Now, Chelsea, we found out Chelsea. Well, let me back up. Kat, we find out is a virgin and she's dating Tomas. Like I said, Tomas works for Bill. But we also seen Eva flirting with Tomas. So, that's another storyline. We got to see how that plays out. So stay tuned for that. And then I don't really see it for Tomas, though. I don't see it for him. I think Kat could do better. But I don't want Kat to give it up to Tomas. Don't do that, girl. So and then Chelsea, because Chelsea and Kat talk, and so Chelsea was telling Kat about her little escapades. So we find out that Chelsea likes to be with couples, honey, and she said she like who she like, okay? Because we seen her meeting a guy down to the bar, and then she met his wife, and then they all went home together, okay? But Chelsea did finally talk to Dani about starting her purse line, and Dani was good with that. But you could tell it did crush her, right? Because she that's all she had going for her was, manage being a momager to Chelsea. But she was really hard on her. Like she wouldn't even let her eat some salami and stuff, giving her lettuce. I was like, dang, the girl already skinny. So Naomi, now this is the last, I think, big storyline, and we're gonna wrap this up finally. 23 episodes is a lot to cover, but I didn't want to break it up week by week because I watched so much of it at once. I wouldn't remember like what was in week 1, week 2, week 3. But moving forward, I'm gonna definitely try to stick to weekly so it doesn't get confusing and we don't get behind. Again, try. So at Bill's law firm, there's some ladies, even the one that was Hailey's bridesmaid. Now I don't know if they said her name or not. But it's a group of ladies who got fired from the law firm, and they are filing a sexual harassment lawsuit against this guy that works at the law firm. I can't think of his name either. Shoot. But they showed a scene where he was saying all these bad, crude jokes, and definitely was sexual harassment. Definitely the things he was saying. Like, thank God there was no ladies around, and even the guys could have actually filed a sexual harassment suit because he was saying lewd and crude jokes, right? He was saying inappropriate things in the workplace setting to them. And so even Bill was getting on him like, nah, don't say stuff like that. Because he was trying to get Tomas to talk about his date with Kat, and Bill was like, nah, don't do that. Like, she's a good girl. I've known her since she was a baby. Like, that was my niece. Like, come on. And then he tried to say something about Hailey. So then Bill got mad. He's like, oh, you don't do that about Hailey. You don't compromise. So the ladies are saying, talking about how that guy was being very rude, and they would, tell HR, and then they would get bad performance reviews, and then they all ended up getting fired. And they believe it was, getting revenge on them and all that. And so one of the girls, the guy tried to get them to go on the lawyer, and he's a big shot lawyer at Bill's law firm, tried to get, I want to say his name is Ted. No, I don't think that's his name. Maybe it's Mike. It could be Mike. Anyway, let's say Mike for now. So Mike tried to get the one girl, paralegal, to go on a date with him, but she just told him, like, I got a boyfriend. So she didn't want us, no issues. I'll be doing that too. And then I think he was like basically like going to date or so she can get a raise. It was very much quid pro quo. It was very much quid pro quo. Look it up, y'all know what it means. It means basically something for something. That's like the main basis for sexual harassment lawsuits is you do this for me and then I'll do this for you, basically. And so they go to Naomi and talk to Naomi. It's this diner where everyone meets up. Everybody either go eat at the diner, the country club, or this little bar. So they down to the diner. And they want Naomi to represent them in this lawsuit. So Naomi's not quite sure because then she'll have to go up against her dad because they're just not suing Mike. They're going to sue the whole law firm because they're like, okay, because Bill had to know. So that's why they're suing the whole law firm because it's been documented in the human resources of it all, right? Rightfully so. I'm not mad at the girls, but Naomi has this tough decision to make. Like, does she sue her dad? And already she's in a rocky place with her daddy, right? So she talked to Jacob about it. Jacob never seen it for Bill. And Jacob's a good husband overall. He's a good husband. He fine too. Him and Andre, they fine. They are so fine. Anyway, Naomi does agree to sue them, and she went to the office when her daddy got served, and her dad were going like tit for tat arguing the points because they used to bond over arguing cases and stuff. And then Hailey gonna go try to talk to Naomi because Hailey's like, oh, I never experienced sexual harassment at the law firm, and oh, I never had an issue. And Naomi's like, yeah, because you were sleeping with the boss. I was like, Hailey, you're so stupid. Like, go talk to your friend who was in your wedding. Like, yeah, you didn't experience it because you, like Naomi said, you was lying on your back to get to the top. But these other girls, that guy did everything they said he did. Like, girl, Hailey is stupid. She's just stupid. Just stupid. I can't stand her or Bill. But anyway, so yeah, that's where we're at with that. So Naomi agrees to take on their cases, and she's gonna take on her dad's law firm. And we're going to see where that goes. And Bill does miss his girls. He misses his family. Bill, you a piece of crap. You a piece of crap to do that to your wife and your kids. You a piece of crap. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. I think we covered everything. This video was very long, but 23 episodes of a soap opera is a lot. And we didn't even get all the details. Right? We didn't even go scene by scene, but I gave y'all a lot. And so hopefully we'll just keep up moving forward. We'll do it weekly. Not sure what day per se, but we'll definitely try to do it weekly, maybe like a Saturday or a Sunday type of thing. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, thank y'all for supporting the channel. Thank y'all for rocking with me. If you end up, checking the channel out because you're a Beyond the Gates fan, make sure you check out my other content and subscribe. I appreciate y'all so much, especially hanging in with me with this crazy work and school schedule I got. And I will talk to y'all very soon. Bye.